Hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello. Ah, there we go. Think we have sound now. Okay, find out. All right. So looking. Yeah, I could do. That I am almost immediately going to destroy because some drilling, some dremeling, I can get the hinges going. One of them, when I was drilling, I used a drill bit and it broke, unfortunately. So, my apologies, friends. Think we'll get it. Um, it'll be done quickly. Part, which is the sculpting. Ooh, I know what I'm gonna do. A girl space, not in fact correct. Savings. I know. I'm sorry. That's spare rooms, so normal crash out bed. Unavailable. Popped on the like the ugliest ever. I want to go outside and PLA. Can't even say it. My energy doggos for the win, folks. Alright, so we have our Dremel with probably my favorite ever tool that I got, flex shaft attachment. If y'all have a Dremel tool and you want to have something smaller to hold on to, this is seriously the best they ever made. Plugs in, drill bit, instead of trying to hold this big, clunky, cumbersome son of a gun. Just best to tell you. So let's see. Move the keyboard back so we don't get that covered in dust. Look at that! Wet paper towel catches all my dust. So instead of it being all over my workspace, it's gonna be a heck of a lot easier to clean up. Yay! Alright. So now, cut once, measure twice. We're going to make absolutely sure, thanks to this wonderful that the jaw set up on. If I did, that's okay. So I can get very carefully. Oh, and there we go. expand this. So there's plenty of room for the little rod that's going to go in there. And we're going to use a piece of wire for a moment. Placeholder. You know what I was going to do. But that's silly. Right. Gosh, that's so much easier. Hi, Kitty Boo! Hello, dear. I'm just getting her jaw hinges lined up. I used the wrong Dremel bit, and unfortunately we had a breakage on one of them, but that's not a big deal. Foxy, build that. One nice clean pilot hole. And we've got her other jaw out. Oh, I'm going to drill this one, build this, and put a piece of wire in it to kind of earmark the spot. And sand edges. Working on her. Oh, holy, I left her eyes upstairs. That's weird. Alright. Okay. Long on her, but happen. Ah, and off. Morning. Oh, very cool. Like fursuity stuff? Sorry, I'm gonna get a wee bit noisy for a little bit of time. Oh, plushy cute. Yeah, I've been mucking around more with, hold on a second. Da-da-da. That's already got some nice area. Run out. Almost push it higher. It's in door. And switch out a bit. Our edges. All right. show you that in a minute. Which is nice because it takes off just a little. And it doesn't leave a ton of draggy rough edges. The PLA is fiddly, like, I like it, but you also have to be careful when you're sanding it to not go too rough. Or too fast or too hot of a material for a sander, because then you get it kind of melty, and it just makes the edges more ragged. Am I even audible right now? See, there we go, that's what you want, a nice smooth edge. And that's cool. Is the plushie a commission? Kinda. Making sure I leave nice smooth edges behind. Because like right now, this is just the cut with the Dremel. And this is ugly. We don't want that on the doll. Yeah, fair enough. Well, I will try and get this done as soon as possible so that we can move on to the fun part, sculpting. So you can just tag it, because if you keep it on there too long, it'll actually start to melt the PLA. I don't want melty edges, I want nice, really clean edges. Yeah, like this. This is ugly. This, nice and smooth. We like that. It's that way, once all the additional sculpting is done and it's painted, it looks nice and finished instead of all raggedy and janky looking. Okay. Even just that little bit. Ugly. Give me a minute here. Hi, Kudu. Hello. I'm gonna just tap at it. So very gently and carefully buff. And also, anytime you're taking off even a little bit of material, want to frequently check back. Sure. There we go. That looks nice and flush. And look. Is obviously all a bit rough. Versus yuck. Yay! Yeah. This is what all the edges look like, so. Oh. She's taking a little longer. Mike is suppressing you when the Dremel is on. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Like I said, I'll try and get the sanding done as quick as I can so we can get on to the fun part. Sculpting. She's taking a little longer than I thought. We had fortunate stuff come up this week, but she is coming along. Both of her eyes are done. The backs are cured so that I've got like a nice clear gloss over the white parts of the paper. So once her eyes go in their sockets, it'll not only be the iris and the pupil, but they'll be glossy white at the edges of her eyes, so it'll look sharp and really nice. I also wanted to show you. We got wiggle antlers! Yay! So that's our TPU. That is wired into the skull with epoxy on both ends to hold it in place, and the wire itself is hooked on both ends. I basically dremeled out the antlers, the TPU, dremeled out a nice hole at the bottom. I took some wire, I took some epoxy and some crazy glue, shoved the epoxy and crazy glue in there, shoved the hooked wire in there, sealed it all up, put it through here, filled it all up with the epoxy. So those horns, especially with the epoxy around the edges, are not going thinnest, like most fiddly portion of her. That is not just her antenna, which is soft and fluffy. In the TPU, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, like I said, do teeth in the translucent gloss clay with a little bit of white mixed in, so the teeth will also be with the... Okay, cool. Yeah, not a problem. Yeah, we've got lots of names for him in this household. The Mango Moron, Pumpkin Spice Putin. There's all sorts of fun titles. But yeah, so I'll clean up this edge, I'll clean up the rest of this edge, and I think I'm inclined to do also Manini. I think what I'm inclined to do is do the epoxy on this first once I'm done buffing, so that that can start setting, and then while that's sitting off to the side doing its thing, I'll start working up here because I want to do some more inner ears. I want to start working on those cheek fluffs. I want to extend this with epoxy longer so I have more of a surface to glue the fur onto. And then we'll see where we're at, because it may be alright, well now I have to let it sit and cure for a bit. Again, one downside to epoxy, but I still love it. And while that's curing, I don't know, work on something. We'll see. We'll see how long everything takes. What? Back onto the dremeling. I'm sorry if I go silent or suppressed for a bit. Oh, it's... Okay. Hi ho. I have a dog head practically in my lap giving me the most pathetic sad eyes, like, Mama. She's very cute. She's got crappy timing. Alright, that feels good. That feels nice and soft and smooth on all the edges. Look at this. Off for a second. Check our fit. Hello, baby. Oh. Face, y'all. This face. No, no! We're not gonna crawl in my lap. Off. Oh, off. Off. Thank you. Sit. Sit. Look at this face. How do you say? Heart shape. Oh no. So cute. Bye. Oh, like, I want a glass. Cookie. Mama, work. Daddy's at the cookie. That is. Oh, that's you. I gotta work, lady. I gotta work. Yep, just laying her head, resting her head on my lap, giving me the sad puppy. I blink. Oh, we are supposed to wear goggles when traveling, but out. Hi. So beautiful. No. Mama's lap. Lay down. Down, sweet lady. Lay down. Doge does not want to lay down. Doge wants to snuggle and play. Whoops. We are learning about personal space and work time versus playtime. Puppies want PLAY time all the time. Sadly, for most humans, this is not an option. I wish you were, baby. Mommy gotta work. Stuff at me all you want. It's not gonna make me not have to work, Hope. I will let Mother know that I do not approve. Unlimited attention to the puppy. That is her goal. Yes, indeed. 24/7 human pampering, playtime, unlimited chewies and cookies. Oh, I said the C word. Gotta be careful around this one. She is a chow hound. Oh my goodness. I make these peanut butter pumpkin cookies for Wilder, and once Hope discovered them, she was like, "Mother makes cookies? OMG!" And instead of like little bite-sized ones, I started making them larger, because she plows through them so quickly. Grocery shopping this week, and I was like, okay, we have a giant thing of peanut butter from Restaurant Depot, but now I need to get a giant thing of pumpkin. Woo! That was my finger. Oh man! Look at that! See, that's why we always gotta be careful. I caught my finger, it didn't like cut or burn, but damned if it didn't buff off a corner of my nail polish. Man, I was doing good. It was like a whole day with no chips. Oh well. I'll redo them. No big. Better I buff off the nail polish than I buff off finger skin. Tell you what though, that's 2 coats of nail polish and a top coat, so what does that tell you about the speed and the power of these things? Reasons we must always be cautious when using power tools. Also why I'm having to go very slow and easy and gentle with this, because I do not want to buff off too much. If I was using my sanding tool, forget it. I'd be buffing a hole in this in like 2 seconds. It's funny, ultimately doing it this way on the base is more time intensive than just getting a big ball of aluminum foil and slapping the clay on top of it. But it's going to enable me to do a much cleaner, definitely more realistic looking moving jaw doll instead of quite as toony and I mean, still in my style obviously, but that buzzing weirding your ears out. Oh, I know why you're like giving me pitiful eyes and looking freaked out. Because when I put a sanding bit on, this is what we use to do Wilder's nails, and we are trying to get Hope used to it. She really does not like having her feet messed with. So we're trying to desensitize her to that. And I don't like the clippers, because if you go too low, then you can end up cutting the quick. With these, it's much more gradual, and you take off just a little bit of nail at a time, so you can gauge your progress a lot better and kind of take it easy. Wilder doesn't love this either. He's just been bribed with many, many cookies. He gets cookies after each paw is done, so. Food-motivated dogs are much easier to train. It's helpful. done with the Dremel. It's everywhere. It's clean. Nice. Look at that. There we go. Cool. Oh no. Texture from the chip fluff. Okay. Makes sense. Alright, so now that I am done with, thankfully, the dustier portion of this. Any dual dust. Wipe down the work surface. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do, well, first off, woo! There it goes. This. Oh! Well, apparently, dang. Apparently, 2 lengths of wire was too much for my. Oh. Okay. That, I've got a bunch of here. Oh. Okay. I am going to be right back. I'm going to take the headset off. I'm going to go for a very quick potty break and clip these wire bits with wires upstairs, and I'll be right back. This dog, seriously. Like, oh my god, you have something! It must be a treat. Not a treat, but it might be! It's not. I promise you it's not. It's wire. He insists on sniffing the wire. Just in case it's... And I'm lying. She's sweet. Big goop. Huh. I need to check my epoxy and see if I need to black. I always seem to go faster than others. Stuff is consistent. It's like semi-stale water. Right? Yeah. And there we go. So now can you hear me now? Not have the Dremel going me in the background. Fully mixed. It's that mixing stage, you know, it's the most obnoxious to work, but sticks to. So, for our purpose, other epoxy. flush. cap on either end to hold it in place, but probably catch. And I think we're good. Alright. So bottom jaw. Optionally. Silicone clean. White paper. That's work. Alright. Want badly to go get the eyes and set the eyes in, but truthfully, that should wait. One of the last steps before I adhere was together, because it's good to it's good to so personality. No. Alright. My tiny little bud vase. One more plant. talking about? Oh, you got a cold nose. Cold little nose booping my ankle. Oh. La lady. Had breakfast. Out to potty. Oh, really, mother? I starving. What are you doing with balls? Well. Up. Instead of my finger. Get used to it though, you know, like sculpting. No, instead, got some time and with Yes. Hey Dozer. What's up? That is the goal. Got a hybrid of a cat and a fairy worm called a rainbow. So that's at the there's some ear fluffles, just them a little shaggier looking. And add a little bit because I want to. I also need fluffier cheek plating. Oh, that's gonna be. Leosha, are you okay with moving the cheek plates up a little? Because normally they go on the cheek from all the way down to like the bottom of the chin. But if we do that with a moving jaw, that's gonna look weird because there's gonna be a plate that kind of wiggles all over the place. Oop. Hold on a second. Oh, did it? Okay, there we go. Sorry. Small human classes for someone who would open their phone. They have time limits on their cell phones. What I was thinking was just to move the plates up a little bit so that they gonna go a little higher on the cheekbone and end here. That way they don't down on her chin and have like strain jaw moving. Doesn't necessarily go with the rest of it. That makes sense. Yes, a long, noodly art doll with wings. By the way, Leosha, I was thinking about it. We had originally talked on doing snaps for the wings so that they can snap on and off, correct? A, so it would be easier to ship, and B, so that they're damaged. So I'm thinking about it, and it's like it's going to be a felt kind of spine for them, and then the translucent material. I can absolutely do snap ones. They're gonna drape. They're gonna kind of like. Normally, with bigger ones, I would put wire in them and then use magnets. That size, I don't know how magnets work, so I just wanted to kind of double check with you and make sure that you are okay with the wings being floppier and not stand up in the way that the teacup version of them would be. Just because cups are so much smaller, it's easy to have a little bit of the crinkly wrapping material as the wings, but with a larger art doll, obviously. Fabric. I can probably incorporate some of the stuff, but I don't want it to look. It's large. Yeah, so it's gonna be bigger. Are you okay with kind of more droopy, flowy fabric wings? Drafting out and cutting that felt soon in that fabric, and I want to be sure before I went any further that was okay. We're on board. There we go. She's considered a great worm. Is second largest. Largest that I've done thus far is Leviathan, with around 7 feet long, depending. Prince as a base work more with options. Don't necessarily aren't as also lighter. This, I had this size in pure play would weigh about 4 or 5 pounds. Actually, project line that I want to try. It's going to also involve head bait. Oh. That's the one. Artwork is fun and wearable artwork, so. Always so hard to change symmetry. I can. Or dog hair. Opportunity. Hi, cat answer. Shape them so that it'll work. There we go. Curve towards the front of the joint. That way. Still got definitive printed. Pull around the puffs. Oh goodness. You think you guys are gonna get slammed with snow again? Gosh, send some my way. Like 2 inches, which is the mostly. We got a cold snap, so it kind of froze the snow we had, but no more snow. For a couple times that are possible snow, and we would get flurries that actually build up to or accumulate to anything. That was it. Oh no, did I just fudge? This is why it gets tricky once you've sculpted a few pieces with epoxy, because it away. So if you put down on the spot, you smoosh. Ugh. We've got little like smears of snow here. It's mostly for my mic went. Oh, hello, hello, hello. Okay. Yeah, we got a bit of rain, and even though it was still pretty cold here, the rain killed most of it, so little smudges here and there that mostly where the dogs ran, and it got packed down and frozen into ice. Um, the rest of it is functional, on which get like even just one really nice fluffy snowstorm before the season's over. Snow a lot. Bugs absolutely their minds playing it. My phone was doing that like, oh hey, remember when thing, and showed oh. No. Puppy running around. I'm not ski resort. I don't expect tons of bubble in. Even if it might not be double. Our area has gotten less and less of it as they go on. We almost had a white Christmas. Got that little bit of snow, like just a dusting day before Christmas, and I was like, oh, yay! And of course, it was melted. Yep. Well, they're normally kind of teardrop. The end of it, the skinnier end of it, is normally a little bit more rounded. But I'm kind of shape. It works really well with the face. All this in. It follows that curve of the jaw, you know, and it looks nice. And I'll get a nice essence paint for the color down. Pump up the fairy there. But yeah, you see what I mean? This is where it gets like, okay, I put my ruffles. And this way, instead of teardrops going down and under the jaw, it's just teardrops across the cheekbones to the really nice once we have the cheek fluffs. But for and like, I mean, all of the plating on the worms is kind of like a material, so. Left. I'm Oh, cool. That name, um, the kiddo had something that wanted for like top of their list. But arrived, so excited. But the back portion of it, side of the hoodie, looks like it got caught or something. I'm not entirely sure what happened. There was what I thought was just a hole in the fabric. It was actually a tear. Oh no. And cool about it. And they're like, oh, problem with. Like, okay, cool. You know, place the original. What? Nope. Never return. Send a new. Awesome. Oop. Hello, hello. I forget myself and I start talking quieter. This kind of goes. To be fair, like, it's moving even when I'm sniffing. So. Help me adjust this. Oh, gotcha. TLDR, basically, kid wanted a hoodie for Christmas. We ordered it. It arrived, this past week. They were super excited, and we opened it up, and they tried it on, and, you know, there was a rip on the inside, and the company, they handled it really well. They're like, oh, sorry about that, not a problem, we'll get a new one right out to you. Like, oh, okay, cool. And I asked about returning the damaged one, just like for their inventory or whatever, and they're like, nope, don't worry about it. Okay. Probably cost more to return it than it help it, but I appreciated the excellent. I mean, I'm almost 100% sure they're manufactured overseas, so that probably has a lot to do with it. International shipping? Nope. Keep it. Especially with shipping rates these days, I totally. I imagine that sort of thing is when it is a machine manufactured item, rather than a and made one of a kind thing. Can you donate them? I know that seems weird with undies, but like if it's a unused packet, like, I don't know, to a shelter or something? Our epoxy is. That's totally fair. There's a Goodwill around the corner from our house, and I try not to drop stuff off there because they're not as great as they are. Ah! Excellent. Yeah, that's totally fair. It sucks because the concept of, Goodwill and Salvation Army, and I love it. I support the idea. But the humans behind the concept leave a little bit to be desired. I remember having to explain the Salvation Army thing to a friend who, like, wanting to drop money and like, we're probably. Problem with this stuff. Getting work with efficiently. Nice. Oh, gotta remember. Fine. Fine. Yeah. Okay, this is picking up and I'm talking. But um I was worried about like the little bit of, well, I'm gonna end up having to strip my nails. Epoxy everywhere. So it is the lament of nice nails. Idiot. Never good. I don't know how some of these sculptors have like these full done up fingernails. I'm just sitting here like, how are your nails not cool? Unless they're redoing for every. Oh, I think a lot of them use. I don't know. I'm so long. Use my tool, but. To it. Just. Is my mic directional? I don't honestly know. I'm wearing a headset and the mic is directly in front of my mouth. Are you losing pretty much everything that I'm saying? Can you hear me now? Da 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 da. Turned up the volume on my mic. I will have the hubby look at it. It's entirely possible that I need to invest in a mic. Build up time? Oh, do you mean what I'm doing on the face at the moment? I have this little bit of epoxy left that's kind of starting to get too firm to do a lot with. I added some water to it, mixed it, which works better with small amounts. And since I put the nose in place, I'm like, oh, well, I might as well. Ruffles. Here. Adding water doesn't always work. Better with an ounce of epoxy. Whole chunk of it, but. should. Oh well. That was starting to get too firm to do anything with, but like a little Duncan. What's softer again? On you. Definitely not yet. Lovely snort to me. lies. You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I think I was at this point. Got enough different spaces where it's hard to handle this. Connected well. And call it for the. I need to. Child is not just potato chips. Sure, we've got some protein sources. Well, left to their own devices. Just on that thing. By that, without worrying about smushing any of it. Extra. Way to make it easier for the something smoosh. Oh, I was just saying I'm going to smoosh this last little bit. And then call it for the stream because I'm realizing what time it is. Need to make sure the kid is eating something other than potato chips for lunch. Because yay, teenagers. And letting this cure so that I can actually handle it. Because then I can work on this some more this evening. Already planning on jamming with some artist friends, so that'll give me a chunk of time tonight to just sculpt and work on it. Ugh. So I will update you, my dear. Got like around the eyes, got the blue fold. In that back area where I want extra to attach the fur. But it's progress. Getting there. Alright. Then I am going to shuffle off. My spawn is eating a balanced lunch. Where I eat a balanced lunch. It's a little lumpy and lopsided, but it's the thought that counts, right? Alright, my dears. Well, have a good rest of your day, and I will next Friday, same bat time, same bat channel. Everyone has a good weekend. Oh, honey, you and me both. Y'all take care, darlings. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good weekend.